Just because you own a router doesn't mean you're using it to its full potential. Maybe someone else did the initial setup and you may or may not even be aware that there are settings and options you can even change. Don't worry though, I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks on how to improve your network experience and how to access your router settings. First, access your router settings by going to its IP address. You'll usually find this address on the bottom or back of your router. Use a username and password provided, but be sure to change it to something more secure when you get a chance. Once you're in, the first thing you want to do is change your router's name or SSID. Too many times I've gone over to a friend's house only to see that their router is listed as D-Link such and such with a bunch of numbers and letters behind it. No, name your router to something easily recognizable, at least for the sake of your visitors. Next, update your firmware. Sometimes connection or performance issues will crop up, and having the latest firmware, which is just the software programmed for your router, can improve performance and fix issues. You also want to change your network's password. This is the password required for devices to access your Wi-Fi. Change it to something secure, but something you're likely to remember, not just a bunch of random numbers and letters. If you only have a 2.4 gigahertz band router, you should know that it uses some of the same radio channels as your baby monitor and your microwave. Not to mention that if your neighbor is using the same Wi-Fi channel as the one you're using, or one that shares bandwidth with yours, it's gonna interfere with your performance. So what are the fastest channels to use? 1, 6, and 11. Using those channels should optimize your router speed. If you have a 5 gigahertz band router, you'll likely get faster internet performance if you use that band. On 5 gigahertz, there are more radio channels to choose from, and each has its own bandwidth. Also, be sure to choose either auto or 2040 for your channel bandwidth. This will give you the fastest speed while making sure that your network is compatible with as many devices as possible. There are plenty of other options in your router settings. However, the ones I just pointed out are the easiest and most efficient.